Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another question and answer Friday. As you get your notices, we're happy to have you on with us. Okay, thank you very much for joining us here. And we got a lot of good questions, so we'll get going as soon as I say hello to a few people. Kevin and Rosa, Brahim from Portland, Oregon, Rosalinda from Niagara Falls, Jen, good morning, and Nick from our staff, good morning, Sandy, Chilliwack, British Columbia, Jocelyn, good morning, from Baxter, Regina, Eileen, Georgina, Ontario, Carol, good morning, and Donna, Park Hill, nice to have you on, Wendy from Markham, Babika from Naperville, Illinois, Mary, Norwich, Chantal, Ottawa, Georgie, Halifax, Nova Scotia, and you guys are great. Oh, Brahim said he got COVID. That wasn't any fun. Yolande, bonjour. Dave, Deb, and Rhonda, and another Donna, Julie, good morning, and Faye, good morning. Couple more, because we got a lot of questions. Barb, how are you? Edmonton, Alberta. Bernadita and Jeanette, good morning. Renee, how are you? Sudbury. Louise, we appreciate you guys coming on. Linda, how are you? Are you the Linda, the real Linda? Helga, Barbara from Atlanta, Georgia. Veronica, nice to have you. Sandy, Barry, and Mary Lou. Okay. And another Sandra from Brampton. Jane, Tarana, and Lorna, Fort Washington. Well, good morning. Micheline, Jill, Cleveland, Tennessee. Wow. And Marina, good morning. Alma, Leela. Okay, guys, let's get going because we got a lot of questions to answer this morning. Dr. Martin, I'd be interested in your comments about hemp seed oil during one of your podcasts. Pros or cons, good for a healthy body. Yeah, I like hemp seed. Don't smoke it. I like the oil. I wrote an article on hemp seed. Oh, I can't remember how many. It's got to be 25 years ago. The oil. Look, hemp seed oil is good. It's got chlorophyll, that green color. It's good. It's got omegas, okay, from the plant kingdom. It's one of the better plants. Like I said, don't smoke it. Now, let me tell you where I come from, okay? And I think this is important because when you ask me about hemp seed, it's oil, I like it. But I'm a guy that if there's something better, I'm going to tell you about good, better, okay? It's the way I'm built. And remember, I was in practice for a lot of years. So for me, I liked hemp seed, okay? It became 25 years ago. If you went to any natural product show or whatever, I mean, it was a big hit. Hemp seed, hemp seeds, hemp seed oil, I liked it. But I'm going to tell you something. As far as omega-3, what's really important, in my opinion, is the long-chain fatty acid in DHA. EPA is good, DHA is better. It's just as simple as that. Your brain, your heart, your eyeballs, your circulatory system, lubrication in the body, your brain's made up of DHA. About 60% of your brain is DHA fatty acid. So for me, and it's a good question, and that came, by the way, from Frank Joy. I don't know if that's Frank and Joy. That's all I got it written up. So either Frank or Joy or both. I like it. Better is the DHA oil. Okay? Better is the DHA oil. We got feedback even when I was in practice, and I heard a case even this week where I recommended to a parent about giving their child who is on the spectrum of autism, give them DHA. There's nothing better for the brain than DHA. And even the teachers notice. Calms the kid down. They can focus more. There's no brain oil like DHA. Hemp seed just can't do that. It's good. There's nothing wrong with it. You can take both oils if you want. But don't neglect the DHA oil because it's better for you. Okay? Thank you. Evelyn, how do women lower their testosterone level? Very simple. Lower your estrogen. Women never get too much testosterone unless their estrogen is dominant. So I used to see that in my office all the time. And women say, well, you know what? Get my testosterone down because I'm growing hairs on my chinny chin. And my skin, acne. Okay? But I said, it's not testosterone per se. Yes, testosterone's there. But the only way testosterone gets high in a woman is when their estrogen is dominant. It's estrogen dominance. Again, you have to come back. You have to come back to that balance between estrogen and progesterone. So when a woman, and oftentimes in PCOS, polycystic ovarian disorder, their testosterone levels would go up, and that created the bad skin and hair in the wrong places, losing hair on their head, and you know, some women would tell me, Doc, I got to shave just like my husband. Okay, that's testosterone, but it doesn't come from testosterone. It comes from estrogen dominance. I used to honestly, in my practice, have to teach physicians to understand that. And even naturopaths and whatever. You got too much testosterone. Well, okay, how do you fix it? It's estrogen dominance. You have to fix that. Dim it out. Knock it down. Okay? Thanks for the question. We appreciate it, Evelyn. Marilyn. Okay, I was listening to a video from a naturopath and Dr. Martin is going to blow a gasket. You know me, don't you? And Marilyn, supposedly coffee depletes magnesium. See? See, Marilyn? The world out there, it's 50-year-old teaching. Okay? Coffee, coffee's hard on your adrenals. Coffee will take the magnesium out of your body. It's the opposite, Mary. It's the opposite. I can show you 150 studies on coffee or more. The more they study coffee, the more they realize I was right 50 years ago. When people used to tell me, coffee's not good for you, I said, well, coffee's not good for you if you're adding sugar to it. That's when you'll deplete magnesium. Sugar depletes magnesium, not coffee. Tell your naturopath that I love her or him, I do, but they're wrong. Sugar depletes magnesium. And coffee, if you drink coffee, that don't deplete your magnesium. Now, I guess if you had 20 of them in a day, but what's the sweet spot for coffee? 4 cups. It's the sweet spot. I've been studying this for years, and science is finally catching up to me. Because you guys know me. I'm Dr. Coffee. I've said it and said it and said it. From anti-cancer, anti-diabetic, anti-inflammatory. What did we talk about the other day with coffee and quercetin? It's an anti-inflammatory. Quercetin drives zinc into your cell. Consistent. Sorry, I disagree with your naturopath, and God bless them. Tell them I said so. Okay. Okay, Louise, is it okay to use lion's mane for heart health and other things like depression, dementia? Absolutely. If you look at my formula of my enhance for brain, okay, for memory, what's in it? What's the major? You see, I got 8 things in it. It's on Fridays when I sort of explain my products to you more than during the week. But what I mean by that is, look, I'm a formula guy, okay? So lion's mane, do I like it? Absolutely like it. On its own, I find it better when you surround it with other nutrients and other herbs. That's me, okay? I'm a combination guy, more than anything. Look, I got Navitol on its own, although I do put a little bit of acerola cherry vitamin C in it, because then that vitamin C is absorbed. The other vitamin C, not coffee. But I'm a guy to combine things. Look at our inflammation formula. I got 8 anti-inflammatories in there. On their own, look at cortisol formula. I always tell people, if you can find a better formula than that, let me know. Because we put those together to get results. We put those together to get results, okay? But do I like lion's mane? Absolutely. The research on it is incredible. On its own, not as much. I like it in a combination with other things, Louise. Thanks for asking the question. Thea, can you talk about the lymphatic system and how to keep it healthy and do what to do when not working right? Well, look at your lymphatics, okay? That's your drainage system. I was always against taking out your lymph nodes. You know when women would get, they'd get a biopsy for breast cancer, and let's say they found, they do a biopsy and they say, well, you know what, there's some cancer. Now we're going to check your lymph nodes. I was a guy to sort of say, why are you doing that? Because if cancer goes in lymph nodes, and I know this is controversial, that's where you want it to go. What? Well, it's your drainage system. You don't want to take away your drainage system. Now, look, I know there's disagreement on that, okay? I'm just giving you my opinion on it. So, yeah, you want your lymphatics to work. Lymphatics work. Look, your body is unbelievable. Okay? Your body is unbelievable. It is fearfully and wonderfully made. It really is. Your lymphatics, your drainage system. Okay? One of the most important things you can do for your lymphatics are this. 1, drink water. Water. And only water is water. There's nothing that will drain your lymphatics more than water. You need water for a detoxification. Okay? Got it? And you need 2 liters, 64 ounces for my American friends. Okay? A day. If you drink more than that, good for you, but that's the sweet spot of water. Okay? Now, the other thing that is very helpful for your lymphatics is exercise. When you walk, you help your lymphatics. When you do weights, you help your lymphatics. When you do the rebounder, I brought to you a program quite a while ago on the advantages of the rebounder. I love the rebounder. It is tremendous for your lymphatics. It does. It helps drainage. But any exercise helps with the drainage of lymphatic. Look, some massage therapists do lymphatic drainage. Okay? I'm not against that. But there's nothing better than water. And there's nothing better than exercise to get your lymphatic going. By the way, just on a side note, your brain has its own lymphatic system. It's called the glymphatics. I mean it. I never learned that in school. They found, a couple of years ago, okay, that the brain had its own self-cleaning oven. When you're sleeping. It only works when you're sleeping. The glymphatics will drain the brain of toxins when you are sleeping. The importance of sleep. I'm writing a book about that. Okay? The self-cleaning oven of your brain. Really important. Okay? Exercise, water, sleep helps the lymphatics. Okay, got it? Thank you so much, Thea, for the questions. We appreciate it. Deanne. Can Dr. Martin go over why flax seeds are important during the reset? Okay. Now, we just talked about hemp, okay? And you got hemp seeds and you got hemp oil, okay? Now, what's the difference between hemp seeds and flax seeds? They're both good. Why do I like flax? Why is it that I am in love with flax seeds compared to hemp seeds? Now, if you've been listening to me for a while, you already have this answer, but hey, I'm a repeat. That's me. Okay? Now, why do I like flax seeds? I even allow you to have them on the reset. Why? Because flax seeds, unlike hemp seeds, have lignans 100 times more than a hemp seed does. What is a lignan? L-I-G-N-A-N-S. What's a lignan? A lignan is a blocker of estrogen. So when someone tells you, oh, Dr. Martin, flax seeds are going to elevate your estrogen because they're a phytoestrogen. Yes, they are, but they're very unique. In that seed, you have a blocker of estrogen called lignans. 100 times more than any other seed. So why do I like it? That's the reason. And in breast cancer, prostate cancer, which are estrogen driven, all of them. Oh, Dr. Martin, my doctor said I wasn't estrogen receptive. You're a woman, aren't you? Yes, you are. And men, when you get prostate problems, you got too much estrogen. You're a girly man. And you don't have enough testosterone for men. Okay? Women are trying to block testosterone, and men are trying to get more of it. I'm sorry, guys. I don't believe in this, today, mixing up the sexes. I don't. Because anatomically, physiologically, we're different. Hello? I don't care. I don't mean to be offensive, but I believe that with all of my heart. Okay, now, here we go. Sorry to get off on tangents. Okay, Sue, these are wonderful questions. I'm glad you asked them because they get me going on coffee, on flax seeds. Here's another one that'll get me going. Sue, I am going to blow a gasket, Sue. Okay. Can too much protein be bad for the intestines? My niece studying to be a doctor said that. Oh. Ooh, you see my blood pressure going up? Protein never hurts your intestines. Sugar does. Crappy carbs do. You know, someone said to me, red meat rots in your gut. I said, sugar rots your teeth and rots your gut too, not protein. Protein is king. How could protein be hard on your intestines? How could it be when you can't live without it? You can live without carbs, by the way. I'm not saying you would, but I'm telling you, you could. Because it really isn't an essential fuel. If you need sugar, steak will become sugar in your body. Did you know that? But it's an agenda. And doctors, I get it. That's what they're being taught in medical school. They don't have a clue about nutrition. It's not their expertise. So they get an agenda. Red meat. They don't want us to eat meat anymore. They'd rather we eat crickets. Bill Gates wants us to eat crickets, but he won't eat them. I know I'm old-fashioned, but I'm going to tell you something. I'm right. You're made to eat meat and protein. You're made to, because you can't live without it. It's essential. It's the king of the castle, and carbs are the dirty rascal. Sorry, that's the truth. It's the truth. Okay, don't get too excited. Okay. Sherry, I can't even use the word. Okay, what does Dr. Martin think of Pueria mirifica? I didn't even know if I said that right. I know what it is. It's a plant that is supposed to boost your estrogen. I'd be careful with it, because why do you want to boost your estrogen? You already got too much estrogen. What you want to boost is your progesterone. Okay? You want to boost your progesterone, not your estrogen. Women, you got too much estrogen. Men, you got too much estrogen. Estrogen is everywhere. Estrogen is in everything, just about. These xenoestrogens, there's 80,000 new chemicals in the world since World War II. Chemicals are wonderful until they're not. In our cleaning products, air fresheners, you name it. Go in your kitchen, go in the bathroom, do whatever you want. But 99% of the population is surrounded by these things all the time. There's plastic. They mimic estrogens. All the chemicals. Your body thinks that that's estrogen. So it's not. Why would you take something to give you more estrogen? I don't like that. And then let me answer this one, because somebody asked the question here. Let me get to the bottom. I better get going. I'm not going to get there. Oh, Debbie. What do I feel about Vagifem? Well, Vagifem is putting estrogen right in the privates. And I know why the doctors do it. They say, well, you're in menopause and you're losing the lining of your vagina. And it's thinning out, and we're going to thicken it up by giving estrogen. I'm very, very, look, I understand why they do it, but you're much better getting like a hyaluronic acid and to rebuild the wall of the private parts there. Then estrogen. Estrogen's dangerous. Okay? It's dangerous. I don't like applying any estrogen. Even in a bioidentical, I never liked estrogen. Never. I didn't. I'm a progesterone guy. Elevate the progesterone. It's better because it balances you out. Anyway, look. I'd be careful, Lati. For asking my opinion, that's what I'm going to do. Just give you my opinion. Okay? And Sherry asked the second, I didn't even realize, see that part. Does the hormone support formula work the same? It doesn't work the same because it actually blocks extra estrogen. It balances it out. Much better because it has DIM in it. D-I-M. The best DIM in the world we use to block extra estrogen. I've shown you on before and after. On thermography. On getting rid of estrogen. With the hormonal support. I'm big on that. Okay, I'm going away for half a sec. Stay right there. Okay, because I'm going to bring it to you again. I have it right here. Okay? This is what estrogen looks like. For those listening on a podcast, I'm showing a visual of estrogen in thermography. You can see the leper spots, okay? And then after, it took me a year on this patient, okay? Here is just about a year later with the hormonal support. See the difference? Okay, let me just get the original here. I kept these from my office because this is what I used to do. I was a blocker. See all the spots? No more spots. Okay? And that was really important. I did that all naturally in getting estrogen down. Okay? Thanks for the question. We appreciate it. Okay. Tina. Dr. Martin always says you can't out-supplement a bad diet. You can't. Okay? If someone refuses to eat EMC and is definitely a carboholic and a sugarholic and won't change, is there any point at all in ordering supplements for them? Well, there's a point. It's too bad because that doesn't negate. Like, if they're a carboholic and a sugarholic, they are deficient. Okay? So, you're never going to get them with supplements optimize their health. You can't do it. But when you understand if they're bad eaters, now they're very deficient. We just talked about it earlier on the show. You're going to be deficient in magnesium. You're going to be deficient in 100%. They're deficient in B12. They're going to be deficient in vitamin D. They're going to have leaky gut 100%. So would probiotics help them? Yeah. Is it going to cure them? No. Would a B12 help them? Well, for sure. Is it going to cure them? No. Vitamin D? For sure. At least give them that. You see, that's the way I look at it. But I'm sticking to my guns. You cannot out-supplement a bad diet. But when you have a bad diet, you are going to be deficient. If you're a vegetarian, you're deficient. If you're a vegan, you're even more deficient. I'm sorry, but you are. And so, would it be helpful for someone that doesn't believe me to give them at least supplements? If you love them. But, just understand, you ain't going to fix it. But they're deficient. You got to fix that deficiency. That's me. That's the way I operate, because that is the truth. I mean, there's no use just giving up on people. Look, you know how many people came into my office and I said, I'm sending you home with a plan to change your diet. And they get glassy-eyed. Meaning, oh, doc, I thought you were going to give me a pill. I said, well, you're going to be a diabetic if you're not already, because I saw sugar in your urine. So, but I can't go home with you. You either buy it and get the truth and never sell it. Proverbs 23 and 23. Get the truth and never sell it. That's the truth. But you can bring a horse to water, you can't make them drink it. But I mean, if they're ready to take a couple of supplements for their deficiencies, I would do it. For sure. Okay? Thanks for that. That's a very, very good question, Tina. Thank you. Laurel, what is the difference between being marketed as vitamin D3 and cod liver oil? Well, there is a difference, okay? Because vitamin D3 is going to elevate your vitamin D levels, because that is a therapeutic vitamin D, okay? Now, how did the Inuit have vitamin D levels? Well, they didn't get it from the sun, but they had a lot of cod, and they would eat their liver, cod liver oil, and when they tested, I'm talking, go back 50, 60 years or whatever, the Inuit had levels of vitamin D because they had to eat it, but they had to eat it every day. So they would eat cod liver oil. Cod liver oil, the reason I like it, because you got vitamin A in there too. But it's not necessarily a therapeutic doses if you're deficient. Vitamin D, to get your vitamin D up. Vitamin D in a supplement on its own. We put vitamin D with K2 because there are big advantages to that. And it will elevate your vitamin D. Okay? It will elevate your vitamin D. So, one is therapeutic. Cod liver oil. I love cod liver oil. I used to get it as a kid. My mother used to give me cod liver oil. And they gave cod liver oil because of rickets for the bones. They didn't realize how good it was for your immune system because it had vitamin A and D in it. And plus it has omega. And so it's good. I liked it. Okay. Thanks for the question. I would like to ask Dr. Martin's thoughts on BIE testing, bioenergetic intolerance elimination. Well, look, I took a course on that. Do I like it? I wasn't convinced. Okay. Now, I am a skeptic deep down inside till you prove it to me. That all science should be like that. You know what? A machine, or like one of the other courses I took was what they call applied kinesiology, and that is muscle testing. You know, I used to go to these shows. I used to be a speaker at a lot of shows over the years, okay? Natural health shows and all that. They used to bring me in speak. And, you know, I'd go around some booth and they go, well, let's take a product and then I'm going to do muscle testing. Like, you know what? I used to call that voodoo. Okay? I said, come on. Like vitamin D. You don't need that because your muscle test showed me that you didn't need it. I didn't buy that. Who the heck doesn't need vitamin D? Everybody does. See, that's me. Okay, and I don't want to be too negative, but I wouldn't spend a lot of money on it. Okay, that's me. Okay, I know I'm opinionated. Sorry, I can't help myself. Don, what are your thoughts on cheese can be extremely addicting at a neurological level? Well, that's not true. Now, if you're a mouse, I think they do get addicted to cheese. Okay, but you're not a mouse. It is not addictive. Although I'm addicted. It's good for you. I love cheese. I'm addicted to coffee. It's good for you. So, yeah, I've read that before, Dawn, and I don't buy that. I just don't buy it. Like, neurologically, you get addicted. Well, I guess you can, but it's good for you. If something's good for you, well, you should be addicted to it. Okay? I'm laughing at myself because I have an addictive personality, okay? Because I love coffee. And I'm right, by the way, too. Okay. Jen, can SIBO or SIFO, I like that you said that because really it's SIFO, ever be annihilated or just dormant once it gets embedded in the stomach lining? Well, it's not really in the stomach. It's in the small intestine. Close to the stomach. But it's not in the stomach. It's in the small intestine. That's where SIFO or SIBO occurs. Can you get rid of it? Yep. Can it be annihilated? Yep. You can annihilate it. Don't feed it. If it's yeast, which I 100% believe, bacteria is there. Okay? I'm not big on taking an antibiotic for SIBO because it'll come back with a vengeance. I understand why they do it because they said, well, it's a bacterial overgrowth. Yeah, but nah, it's really a yeast overgrowth that has invaded. Yeast is an invasive species. It invades the body. It can invade your brain. It can invade your lungs. It can invade your gut. It can invade your small intestine. And when it does, boy, oh boy, you can get a lot of bloating, a lot of symptoms, discomfort, and they'll call it IBS or they'll call it whatever they want to call it. But at the end of the day, you got to eliminate it. I do the digestive enzymes because our digestive enzymes are actually made to get rid of SIFO. We put oil of oregano in it. And we put in a couple of things in the enzymes to get rid of SIBO, because a lot of people have that. Plus, it helps your digestive tract. Thank you for the question, Dawn. Okay? Thank you for the question. And, okay. Susanna, can a chronic cough and phlegm come from having acid reflux? It could. You can get acid reflux, or you can get chronic phlegm two ways. One going downwards, we call that postnasal drip. Leaky gut, leaky sinuses. And for some people, it goes back, it goes downwards. That's how the body's trying to get rid of it. And you're coughing, you're stuffed up, and you got phlegm. What they call a silent acid reflux is people that have phlegm in their throat because it's coming because they don't have enough acidity in the stomach. Not enough acidity. Not too much. Not enough. It starts with not enough. Now, okay, are they asking, how can I increase the acidity in my stomach? Eat red meat and lay off sugar. See, Your stomach was made to eat meat. You're not a cow. Your stomach was made to eat meat. If you don't, your stomach, you have a real high or low acidity, okay? You want your stomach to be acidic, very acidic. It's pH. And the reason is because you're meant to eat meat, and especially red meat. If you don't use it, you lose it. It's like your gallbladder. Why do you lose your gallbladder? You didn't use it. If you don't use bile, bile is for animal fat, cheese, eggs, meat. If you don't use it, you lose it. Stomach, if you don't eat red meat, you lose it. If you insist on eating sugar, see, your stomach wasn't made. That high acidity isn't made for sugar, because sugar doesn't need acidity. It's already acidic. It's crap. And your stomach, okay, now it's going to raise the pH in the stomach when you're a carboholic. And that's why the reset is so good for acid reflux. Why? Because now you're eating meat and you're not eating sugar. Your body was designed. You're not a cow. A cow eats salad. So you don't have to. Okay? Cows don't need a lot of acidity in their stomach because they're eating grass. So you don't have to. You're meant to eat meat. Ooh. Okay. And yeah, look, and temporarily to increase your acidity too, you might take some apple cider vinegar or balsamic vinegar. It helps you with acidity in your stomach temporarily. And use digestive enzymes. Okay, Teresa. My nutritionist, okay, now I'm going to get a headache. Teresa, you're just giving me a headache. My blood pressure is going up. My nutritionist wants me to have a boost or ensure once a day. It's Cancer Month. If you drink Boost, you're going to boost your chances of getting cancer. If you drink Ensure, you're going to ensure that you're going to get cancer. They named those products properly. Boost. Boost cancer. It's full of sugar. Why would you? And the worst thing you can do with sugar, we talked about this yesterday, is drink it. When they send you home from the cancer center with Boost, they want you to die faster. It's insanity. Absolute insanity that anyone, under any circumstances, would drink Boost. I can't get over it. If I'd like to meet your nutritionist. I mean it. Ooh. Wow. Even in this day and age would say that? I can't get over it. That stuff is pure garbage. Don't drink sugar, whatever you do. Okay. Teresa, can you talk about the importance of frequency of eating, snacking for insulin? Well, yeah, don't do it. It's the opposite. We're big at the Martin Clinic on eating windows. Okay? And if you need to eat all the time, you've got what we call a leptin resistance, and that means you have insulin resistance because leptin and insulin go together. If you're hungry, If your blood sugar is up and down like a yo-yo, you're eating the wrong foods. You're not eating enough protein. When you eat steak, you're helping your hunger. And when you fast, you see why I created, one of the reasons I created fasting without fasting. For people that needed to eat. They say, Doc, I get up in the morning, I need to eat. Okay. It doesn't mean, I'm not big on breakfast being the most important meal. I can go without breakfast. Just give me a coffee. Give me a coffee. Can't go without coffee, though. I have water, then coffee. And, yesterday, and even today, I haven't eaten yet. And I won't eat till noon. That's me. But I'm not big. If you're snacking, it's because your blood sugar... Now, look, there are some people, because of their exhaustion, adrenally, that their blood sugar, until they get that fixed, need to have a snack. But the snacks are protein. It's all protein. No carbs. And don't have a banana for a snack. Okay? You're just making your insulin fluctuate. And you already have insulin resistance. So there you go. Okay, 2 more. Oh, no, only 1 more, because I already answered Debbie's question about VeggieFem. Okay, Jane, last question. Have you heard of Dr. William Crook? Yeah, and his books on yeast. Absolutely, I have. Do you know that Dr. Crook, I think it was in the 1980s, he was on the front cover of Time magazine. And you know what his research showed? Yeast and depression. The connection in the brain. It was unreal. And I'm big on yeast. I really am, because it's an invasive species. And Dr. Crook was right. I studied a lot of his stuff in the 1970s. I've been studying yeast for a long time. I remember doctors saying, yeast, I can never get in blood. Yeast doesn't travel in blood. If it did, it would kill you. Well, it will kill you, but it'll be slow. They were right about that. They don't learn about yeast in medical school. Now, they might learn about a toe fungus, and they know that can be dangerous. But they don't look at fungal infections too much, because they don't see it. In their opinion, they don't see it. And they're hooked on antibiotics instead of antifungals. Anyway, thanks for the question, guys. Man, I got to work out today. I don't have to work out. I got it. Okay, you guys are great. Thanks for all those questions, okay? And I didn't mean to get excited. I'm sorry. It's my personality. I'm trying to change. It's hard to change a leper's spots. I'm 70 years old, my friend. Okay, guys, have I told you lately that I love you? I haven't? Well, I'm telling you right now, we love you. And you know what, guys? Let me just say this in closing. Do you know why this program has been such a success? We got over 70,000 followers on Facebook. And we have over 1 million downloads on our podcast, The Doctor's In. Now, that's you. That's you. That's not me. That's you. You share, you tell others, and we appreciate it. Okay? We appreciate it. Talk to you soon.